Alright, in this video you will be learning how to solve quadratic equations using square roots. In the past, we have solved quadratic equations by factoring. Okay, when we solved polynomial equations. So now we're going to solve it. We have also solved it during with graphing. So now we're going to do it by square root. So one thing you need to remember when you are solving quadratic equations with square root, you have to first of all solve for x squared. So once you solve for x squared, get the x squared by itself, just like that. So once you do that, then you can take the square root of both sides to solve for x. Okay, let's look at the first problem here. So to solve for x here, what's the first thing we do? We're going to divide both sides by -3. So if we divide both sides by -3, x squared is going to be -75 over -3. So x squared is -75 divided by -3. That should be +25. Because negative crosses out negative, you get positive. So therefore, so you take, now d is 25. So take the square root of both sides. So x is equal to, going to be positive and negative square root of 25. So square root of 25 is 5. So it's positive and negative square root of 25, so which is 5. So x is equal to 5, and x is equal to -5. Okay, that's it. Next. So here, again, we solve for x squared. So we're going to get x squared by itself. We're going to subtract 12 from both sides. So x squared equals, because this becomes 0, x squared is 10 plus -12, or 10 minus 12 is -2. All right, so x is going to be equal to positive or negative square root of -2. All right, if you look at this, you can see, if you remember, square root cannot be negative, for real. So if you plug this into your calculator, it's going to show error. So whenever you get a negative inside square root, there's no real root. So there's no real solution for this. So no real solution. So you may have an imaginary solution, but we have not done imaginary now, but there's no real solution. So you can tell when d is less than 0. So there's no real solution when d is less than 0. So all right, next. Okay. So the same process we have two-step equation to solve. So hope you remember the process. We add 15 to both sides first. We add 15, we get 4x squared equals, this becomes 0, equals 0. Okay, -15 plus 15 is 0. So x squared is 0 over 4, which is 0. All right, so then the square root, take the square root of both sides. So x is going to be positive and negative square root of 0. Well, is there anything, so this is positive and -0. But think of it, is there any -0? No, so 0 is just 0. So x is simply 0 in that regard. Okay? So when d is 0, after you have solved for x, you can tell that the x is going to be definitely 0. All right, let's look at next one. Okay, so here, what do? We have x, everything that is squared, this is like x squared, everything inside this parenthesis is squared. So we are going to solve for it. So first of all, we kind of divide both sides by 4 to get rid of that. So x minus 3 squared is going to be 9 divided by 4. Okay, if we divide both sides by 4, next we're going to take square root of both sides. So x minus 3 is going to be the square root of 9 over 4. And by the way, it's positive and negative square root of 94, which is, so x minus 3 is going to be positive and negative square root of 9. Square root of 9 is 3, and square root of 4 is 2. Okay, so now we can actually do that. X minus 3, we can make it decimal. It's positive and negative 1.5. So if we go further, simplify that. So the first one, either x minus 3 is positive 1.5 and x minus 3 is negative 1.5. Okay, so here we add 3 to both sides. We add 3 to both sides. So x equals 4.5. And here we add 3 to both sides also. We add 3 to both sides. Again, this says x equals, so here you're adding a negative and a positive, so you find the difference between them. So 3 minus 1.3, so it's going to be, the answer is going to be positive because the bigger one is positive. So 3 minus 1.5 is 1.5. Okay. Okay, so next. All right, next. Okay, if you look at here, even though there are so many things inside this parenthesis, but everything is squared. So x squared is already solved. And we look at what we have here. D is positive, so it's going to have 2 numbers. So all we need to go ahead and take the square root. We take the square root, so 2x plus 1 equals positive and negative square root of 35. Okay, so then we can go ahead here and split them. We go 2x plus 1 is equal to positive square root of 35 and 2x plus 1 is equal to negative square root of 35. So if we solve this for x, we first of all add 1. Add negative 1 actually, or subtract 1. So we subtract 1, since I already wrote adding there, we're going to add negative 1 to both sides. So this is 2x equals square root of 35 minus 1 plus 1. So here we divide both sides by 2. We divide both sides by 2. X equals square root of 35 minus 1 over 2. Okay, so that's one of them. And the next here, we do the same thing. We subtract 1 from both sides. So 2x equals negative square root of 35 minus 1. X is negative square root of 35 minus 1 over 2. Alrighty. Okay, hope you get this. It's all about solving equation, so step by step. Good luck.